What are the most unreliable cars of the year? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. Consumer Reports just released their annual reliability survey for the year. So we're going to see which brands came rock bottom as the least reliable. And I'll also share which particular models got the lowest scores from each brand. This is a very interesting list, and I definitely have some thoughts on whether Consumer Reports got it right or wrong. So let's begin with the first brand that came 10th from the bottom, and that car brand is Ford. Ford received an overall brand score of 44 out of 100, which puts it just below average out of the 22 brands that were surveyed. There are some Ford models with good reliability scores, including the Mustang and the Escape, but Ford also has plenty of not so great models, with the worst ones being the F-150, including all variants with the regular gas engines, the all-electric F-150 Lightning, and the worst one of all, the F-150 Hybrid, which has been ranked rock bottom for 3 years in a row now. I'll give Consumer Reports the pass on this one. Ford tends to be very hit or miss in terms of quality, and they are the industry leader when it comes to recalls. So clearly they have a lot of work to do. And the next car brand, which came 9th from the bottom, is Genesis. I was a bit surprised to see Genesis ranked this low, but according to Consumer Reports, Genesis has an overall score of 40 out of 100, based on 4 models. The GV80 and GV60 ranked average, and the G70 and GV70 ranked below average. Many viewers have asked for my thoughts on Genesis, and there is a lot to like. They make beautifully designed cars that are very luxurious, great tech, very comfortable, and they have a class-leading warranty and great customer service. But reliability-wise, they do have some work to do to match the quality of the very best. And the next car brand that comes in the number 8 spot is Volvo. Volvo received an overall brand score of only 38 out of 100, which is pretty poor. That being said, some of their models were missing from the survey this year, and Consumer Reports only had enough data to report on the XC40 and the XC60, with the XC60 being the slightly better one of the two. Ever since Volvo switched over to Chinese ownership and have tried expanding their latest hybrid and electric lineup, their quality has been very hit or miss, and they are hard to recommend from a reliability standpoint. They make nicely designed vehicles, but there are better options out there. And moving on to the next car brand, coming in the number 7 spot, we have Chevrolet. Chevy received an overall score of only 37 out of 100, with several models ranking below average for reliability. These models include the Silverado, Suburban, Tahoe, and Blazer. 2 models ranked well below average, which are the Colorado and the Blazer EV, which was one of the lowest ranked vehicles this year. GM has had a tough time rolling out their latest EVs, with constant software issues, recalls, and even stop sales. But even their time-tested trucks are not free of issues. They have a lot of reported engine and transmission problems, which GM has been struggling with for ages now. So this is another one I have to agree with. And GM definitely has a lot of work to do as far as quality is concerned. And the next car brand that comes in the number 6 spot is Tesla. Tesla received an overall score of 36 out of 100, which is not great, but this one I have to say is a bit misleading. The 2 Tesla models that scored below average, the Model X and Model S, are both extremely low volume sellers and are nothing but a pin drop of Tesla's total sales. The overwhelming bulk of Tesla sales come from the Tesla Model Y and Model 3, both of which received average reliability scores. Now, the Cybertruck has not been included in the survey, and I would imagine that it will drag down Tesla's score based on its initial reported quality. But as it stands, based on the 2 most popular models that really matter, the Model Y and the Model 3, Tesla is not as bad as the survey makes it seem. With that said though, I have no criticisms of the next car brand which Consumer Reports put in the number 5 spot, and that brand is Volkswagen. Volkswagen received an overall score of only 34 out of 100. The Tiguan is the only model with an average reliability score. I should hope so, since it's been around so long without any changes. The only other models ranked this year were the ID4 and the Taos, both of which rank below average for reliability. It is surprising to see that other models like the Atlas and the Jetta weren't in the survey this year. But given that they had very poor scores last year and suffer from many issues, it's unlikely things would have changed. Volkswagen reliability has been quite poor for ages, and their vehicles are extremely expensive to maintain and repair, so it's no surprise seeing them ranked so low. And the next car brand that comes in the number 4 spot is another one that's really no surprise, and that car brand is Jeep. Jeep received an overall score of only 33 out of 100, which is pretty dismal. The Grand Cherokee L, and the Wrangler all rank below average for reliability. So has been the case for several years now. Jeep build quality has historically always been quite poor. They use low quality parts, low assembly quality, and their vehicles are difficult to work on and expensive to repair. And ever since Jeep has been getting more and more expensive, trying to move more upmarket with more technology, the reliability is unlikely to improve anytime soon, especially given that Stellantis as a brand is in total shambles. Needless to say, just stay away. And now getting into the bottom 3 lowest ranked car brands, in the number 3 spot we have GMC. GMC received an overall score of only 33 out of 100. The Sierra and Yukon received below average ratings for reliability, and the Canyon ranked well below average. Like other GM vehicles, GMC has had a lot of quality issues over the years, from major engine and transmission failures, recalls, and even major class action lawsuits. And despite having years now to sort out a lot of these problems, especially on their trucks and big SUVs, many of the major problems GM suffers from stubbornly persist. Really, the only way GM quality seems to get any worse is by complicating their vehicles with even more technology, which is why the next car brand that came in the number 2 spot is Cadillac. Cadillac is the second lowest ranked brand with an overall score of only 27 out of 100. Not good. To be fair though, this is another ranking that is a bit misleading because the score is based only on 2 models, the XT5, which ranked average, and the all-electric Lyriq, which ranked well below average. Like the Blazer EV, which shares its platform, the Lyriq is one of the lowest ranked models of the entire survey and is responsible for Cadillac coming second from the bottom. Given that GM has a lot of quality problems with its new EV platform, these ones are best to avoid until GM has had a few years to sort through all the bugs. And with that, that brings us to the number 1 lowest ranked car brand of the entire Consumer Reports study. And that brand is Rivian. Rivian scored only 14 out of 100, with both models ranking well below average for reliability. No surprise, considering that this is a relatively new company which, let's face it, doesn't really know what it's doing and is really only being purchased by enthusiastic early adopters with tons of money who don't mind tolerating problems here and there. For the average consumer, however, this one should be avoided. Now, although there's nothing too surprising about the car brands which Consumer Reports chose for the bottom 10 spots, what is surprising is just how many different car brands were not included in the survey at all. Unfortunately, even though Consumer Reports surveyed over 300,000 owners, they did not have enough data to include brands such as Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar Land Rover, Lincoln, Mini, Mitsubishi, and several Stellantis brands, including Ram, Chrysler, Dodge, Fiat, and Maserati. We can't really blame them as some of these are very low volume brands that very few consumers buy. It's too bad because many of these brands often rank extremely poorly for reliability, and I'm pretty certain that if they had been included, this list of the 10 worst brands would have looked very different. So there you have it. Now let me know, do you think Consumer Reports got its picks right or wrong? And if you own any of these particular vehicles or brands, what has your own experience been? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also take a look at my other videos by clicking the links up in the corner. You can follow me on Instagram, or if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to visit carhelpcanada.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.